Good morning, everybody. Just a few minutes late today. I think I was an hour late yesterday. Just a few minutes. How's everybody doing today? I love this chat. Everybody says, "Good morning, everybody. Good morning." Look at everybody's just saying good morning. Good morning. Wow, Nagranal's in my chat. Wow. The guy doesn't watch me anymore. He's moved on to bigger and better things. But yet he's here today for some strange reasons. Wild, man. Oh, it's okay for Jay to be late. He actually won a race last night. Bro, I was MVP last night. MVP. I'm playing Jay's favorite game, Lawnmower Simulator, but in real life, who cuts their grass at 6 o'clock in the morning? Who does that? Nagranal does, I guess. Talked to Mitch for 20 minutes yesterday. He absolutely loves the show, Jay, and is making his hospital stay enjoyable. Hopefully, he'll have him on soon, bro. That's wrong, Chris. Chris, that's messed up, bro. Oh man, no way. Nagranal's new name is Loretta. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. Thank you, Chris, for the 5. Was says I'm stuck in sand. But good morning. How are you stuck in sand? How you stuck? He said it's not mine. I'm mowing around solar panels. Congratulations. Well, I don't have to cut my grass anymore. I have someone that does it for me. It's called my homeowners association. You should live stream in Nagranal. Yeah, give him a little camera, put on his hat. I don't know. What? Can someone go to the beach, please, and help a naked wasp find her clothes for some reason? I don't know what this is all about. Any volunteers? We're starting off early, huh, Wasp? Starting off early. Is Bra Island real? Everybody, hey, everybody's volunteering to be right there. What's up, Bruce? Steel Leg, Glenn Jones. He said he'll go. Uh Snorta Poopas, Q Bar says hello to Bruce. I don't even know, man. I talked to Mitch for 20 minutes last night. He said that he loves to watch the Welcome to Rebellion. Are those tweets trolling out there that are doing that? You know, they trolling. Donna Hall is here. Shout out. Kevin Cron, Marianne B, Razorburn, Paul. Graham is over on the kick side. Mojo's on the kick side. Beer League Hockey. Have lots of helpers that are up for the occasion already. Just saying. I don't even want to know. 8 o'clock in the morning, Wasp is naked running around the beach in Florida. You know, did he call me a man again? Says Paula. No, I was talking to somebody else. Somebody else. I would never do that, Paula. Ever. Ever. Wolfman, look at that. Some of y'all have been members for a while. Your little firework has exploded. Look at that. I think that's pretty cool. Over on the Rumble side, Lady Marine is over there. Old Racer, Mid Iowa Gamer. Send me a funny little AI clip on the. I got your email. I got your email. Gonna be Little Jim's Halo for $5. I talked to Mitch for 20 minutes yesterday. He never really said anything. It was drooling a lot, but we talked about KFC and our favorite sports team. Mm. Tell Mitch I said hello. I'm supposed to call him too. I got a 20-minute call with him coming up. Muhammad is the top baby name for boys for the third year in a row in Britain, with Olivia the number one name for a girl. And they say there's no invasion, that there's no takeover. Ooh, I don't know if I can have that next tweet up. Let me just blow that up a little bit. There we go. Who would have guessed that? Hope you're doing well, Jay. Life is good, man. Life is good. Jay, the new Black Flag is out. Yeah, it's not new. I gotta finish Zelda. And then I gotta do Resident Evil 2. It'll be on my list. I don't know if anybody would care to watch me play that game. So I don't know. I hope everybody enjoys it. It's probably the best Black Flag ever created. Ever. It's not even close, in my opinion. It's the best one ever. But it's like, isn't it just like a remaster? Fear the Bionic Neck. Talk to Mitch. Ask him if he's seen my neck. I don't know what's happening with Wasp, but she needs a lot of help. Some might even say picks or it didn't happen. Glad to hear it. No, you're welcome. Yeah, I mean, Britain. You wonder if they'll even look at this and go, huh, I wonder. I wonder if there's a quiet takeover. I'm worried they changed the story for the message, so I want to wait until actually I'm kind of in the same camp as you. Super Clang, kind of in the same camp, you know? After like the debacle that they had with the Black Samurai, you're kind of like, did they make any changes to this game like that we don't know? Like they're like, hey, we just freshened it up a little bit to a modern day audience. Space Rebel says we're absolutely upset with our government. Mm. Britain being invaded is ironic. Crazy stuff, isn't it? Crazy stuff. We got some interesting thing. Humanoid robots successfully perform surgery for the first time in history. There used to be a ride at Universal Studios. It was the Terminator 2 ride. And before you got into the into the ride, you had a little pre-show. And in the pre-show, they talked about Skynet. I'm not joking. And Skynet did all they were showing like how, and this was years ago. It's not there anymore. It was so old. In that pre-show, they had Shaquille O'Neal with the Orlando Magic put in contact lenses from Skynet to shoot free throws. That's how old that pre-show was, right? In that pre-show, they had they had surgeons sitting at a beach, put on a little mask and some gloves, and they were able to perform surgery with the help of robots. And they also yeah, it's pretty old. With the help of robots, and they're like, in the future, robots will be able to perform surgery with the help of doctors. I remember it vividly. It was one of my favorite rides. Or it was like more of like a movie type thing. And here we are. They also said this, which after yesterday's news, in that video, they had Skynet was making butterflies. They were fake butterflies. The wings were like solar panels, so they would always kind of like stay charged, I guess. And they would watch. They were like, we would release these butterflies at parks and stuff so the kids would be safe. Man, Strong Opinion says happy 45th birthday to Donkey Kong. 45 years of Donkey Kong craziness. This is crazy stuff, man. Look how these things are like strapped in, like I mean, how long till we have a robot army? Do we kind of have that now anyway with like drones and stuff? I can't imagine. It's like, oh man, dude's having a heart attack. No problem. No problem. We'll send robot 546. He'll perform surgery. He'll get all that stuff cleared out. We're all set to go. Yo, Predon Corpse over on Kick. 3 kicks to the face. Jay's obsessed with robots? No, I'm just going over the news of the day, man. Want to go to Epic Universe tomorrow for my 50th birthday. Is it worth the money? That is a good question. I love Epic Universe, but you gotta love Super Nintendo or like the old monsters or something like that. If not, you're not gonna. I love Epic. If you've never been, I say yes. I say go. Not everybody is like they're kind of like you do. Then you'll love it. In my humble, honest opinion, Mike says, I love Epic, but only you can make that decision. In my humble opinion, Epic is better not at rope drop. I think that's like if uh if it's open till 9, that 12 p.m. that lunchtime, like go in there, go to Pizza Moon and get a pizza and get lunch and then start doing your stuff. But I haven't been there this summer because I hear the crowds are like some of those rides will be like hour, 2-hour wait. Who who was the patent to let who was the patient to allow the robot to perform surgery? They're keeping that quiet for now. I'm sure it'll all be leaked soon enough. Mm-mm. Make sure you scan the QR code and become a free member of the Patreon. I've got some upcoming meetup dates that are just becoming available. And it seems like there could be a meetup at Disneyland in August. There could be a meetup, you know, with me, Fear the Beardo, and a few others. Could be. I don't know if she's gonna be in the chat. Luna, there's another streamer, Luna. She says that they live next door. I don't know, so it could be. I've never been, so I'm gonna do it one time. It is mid, says Candy T. Disneyland. The horror host, I want to hang out in Dark Universe. Man, it's awesome. It's awesome. Seeing dark so here's the thing when it comes to Epic Universe. You know what? I'm gonna pull this up too. Hold on. While you're talking about that, I do have some news actually. Epic Universe is actually two different parks if you could stay there when the sun goes down. When that place lights up, it is a totally different park and it's awesome. This, I don't know if I agree with this. I think this could be an L for Universal, but the problem is people are going to pay it. Dark Universe at night, seeing Frankenstein's castle and Dracula and all that stuff like lit up, and the lightning stuff that they have over there and the windmill catching on fire is crazy work. Universal Orlando announces Universal Nights, a new limited capacity after hours event at Epic Universe on October 3rd and October 17th. Tickets start at 180. It might be a few years before I can afford to go to Epic. Man, Bruce, we'll be in touch. I think that is a lot of money for 3 hours. $180 for only 3 hours is a lot of money. That I think that's an L, but the only way that this would be worth it is if they really, really lower the capacity, which means it's a walk on for every ride. It's gotta be. There's no way you would 3 hours. Like there's no all right, so you get unlimited snacks. Disney does that. So Disney has a after hours ticket, but it starts from 7 p.m. to like 2 in the morning. Sometimes a little less, sometimes 1. So I guess maybe it's kind of the same thing, but they let you in like 2 hours with the regular guest. Then the regular guests have to leave like at 9 or they're not allowed to ride any rides. You get a band. Eldridge, what time did it close when we went? Was it 1 o'clock or was it midnight? I can't remember. The beautiful thing about this, well, it's in October, so it won't be hot. It'll be nice and cool. And yeah, so it's like so 7. So you can be there from 7 to like almost 5, 6 hours. Disney does this too. But $180 for 3 hours with unlimited snacks? I don't know if that's worth it. I don't know if that's worth it. If they let you walk in, like, at 7 with the general guest, I would say yes. Orlando Informer is doing a meetup at Epic, much better hours, it's more expensive. Yeah, it's like $380, dude. It's ridiculous. And you know who goes to the Orlando Informer? It's just all the vloggers, man. It's just all the vloggers. Kinda weird. And Orlando, but, hey, man, all power to them. Orlando Informer, you do? They sell out in, like, 5 minutes, so, hey, man, good on them. Good on them. I don't know, though, if $180, like, you get there at 9. If there's no one in the park, you could do this park in 2 hours. Crazy. Mike, how much was the last Orlando Informers event? How much was that? If you don't mind me asking. You know? How much was that? It was over $300, wasn't it? It's too much for me. Jay, do you like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? Who doesn't like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? The last one you went to was 260. There's no way it's 260 now. Oh, that was in 2024. It's cheaper if you buy early. Okay, okay. Little theme park talk in the morning, huh? But I bet this will sell out. I bet it'll sell out. That's just what happens. We've got thanks for the super chats, man. Appreciate y'all. Taco Bell locations pull ingredients off menu as explosive diarrhea parasite causes surge. Why would Taco Bell pull its ingredients off the menu? If that's what's going on. Explosive diarrhea parasite. You know where this thing is hitting the most? You know what place where this is going? What a crazy show. Uh it's happening in Commie, New York, of all places. New York City cases of explosive diarrhea parasites soar to 273, 3 times as many as previously reported for the whole state. How crazy is that? That you live in a place that is not as clean as it used to be, government run grocery stores, rent freezes, and a huge Muslim population, man. I mean, I think, like, who knew? Who knew? It's also bad in Southeast Michigan. It's most likely lettuce from sourcing using unsanitary illegal labor, says Alex. The term explosive diarrhea is such a I don't I don't know, man. Oh, listen, I love my friend Beardo, but I think it would be funny if someone recreated this entire tweet You gotta have like this part and put Beardo's face on this guy right here. I think that would be awesome. You're just like, what? How do you handle that? You know, you got to go to the hospital. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to read that. I am interested to see the Taco Bell one. I kind of weird why they would take the ingredients off the menu. Yo, Marmalin. I'm gonna pull this up. This dude has been blessing everyone, man. This dude dropped $1,000 on Tuesday night's main event. Did you not? Marlon for 30, explosive diarrhea attacks. Over on the Rumble side, I think he's maxed out his super chat money. You know? Let's see. Marlon was just dropping nukes, man. He was dropping explosive diarrhea. Well, maybe that's not the right way to say. Maybe we shouldn't say that. Well, welcome to the show, everyone that's here. Hit the like button. Nagranal's happy about this. He said I maxed out my YouTube on a $500 daily limit. Yeah, it happens, doesn't it? Taco Bell locations pulling ingredients off menus as explosive diarrhea parasite causes surge. "20 people have been hospitalized." Wait, what? Hold on. Let me play that again. A stomach churning parasite that causes explosive watery what a show this morning. We had Wasp naked on a beach who can't find her clothes. Now we're talking about watery diarrhea with the highest number of cases in New York. Bro, no one is safe. Age 5 to 86. The music is soothing. 20 people have been hospitalized with no deaths reported. Jeez. Uh, since none of the patients had traveled recently, officials believe the cause is food, although they're unsure of the exact source. Interesting. Oh my gosh, why are they showing this girl? I don't even know how to say that. Cyclospora parasite causes cyclosporalysis, a type of food poisoning. Yo, that's the worst, man. Uh, that's awful. The infection is usually contracted during travel outside the United States as a result of consuming food or water. Oh, great. So now it's like, don't travel to America or you'll get this thing. Locations including Detroit have posted signs telling customers they're temporarily unable to serve several produce items while health officials respond to spike in that thing. Oh, lettuce, onion. We apologize for the inconvenience, but we don't want you to have explosive diarrhea. Man, that looks good, man. So don't go to like some poor city. How are we turning into a third world country? Explosive diarrhea attack. Shout out. There you go. Why? All right. First of all, Mike, who are the models that they have like posing for these pictures, right? Who are the models that they get? Hey, look, we got to do we got to do a story about diarrhea. Could you pull your pants down and sit on the toilet and look like you're in pain? Right? So now you're official. Yeah, like that's crazy. How much did you get paid to pose? Actually, the bathroom looks really clean. So there you go. Toilet paper just hanging out by the I'm assuming that's the tub. I don't know. There's the sink. Pretty crazy. Look, the picture is from Adobe. It says right here, stock from Adobe. You can get this picture from Adobe. Well, now I know. Now I know. If I want to get a picture of a girl like on the toilet, that you go to Adobe. Please wash your produce, clean kitchen utensils, and cook raw produce when possible. All right, now you know. Now you know. Also, shout out to Yellow Flash. I was gonna wait. I don't know if he was gonna show up in chat today. Yellow Flash makes the New York Post. Two penny puppet for $2. Dropped $70 on Steam this morning. Ends today. Dropped 70 on Steam this morning. Ends today. What are you talking about? 70. What games did you buy? Oh, the Steam summer sale. Got it. Got it. Okay. I know. Everyone's telling me to play Black Flag. I'll probably get it later. I gotta finish Zelda. I'm almost done. Chili roast Burger King for $18.19 burger and fast food price takedown. So in this article here, Yellow Flash is featured. Wait a minute. I should have just brought up the article, not the tweet. Chili roast Burger King for here it is. Ex-user Yellow Flash guy posted a photo of a menu showing what appeared to be a Bacon King sandwich meal, including French fries and a drink, priced at $18.19 on a Burger King location. The sandwich alone is listed for $13. Why should I get this when I could go to a restaurant? Ask Yellow Flash. The food would be close to this price and better. Chili responds to Yellow Flash. That's what we've been saying. Why do y'all let fast food play you like this? Chili responds to Yellow Flash. This is the tweet right here. I wonder if they won't let me click on it. What the heck did I just do? Yeah, there it is. There's the tweet. This is what I've been saying. Why do y'all let fast food play you like this? Big crispy chicken sandwich, 3 for me, with fries, bottomless chips, and salsa, unlimited drink for $10.99 at Chili's. I think he got I think Flash got like 10 million. Will it pull up? Yeah, it did. All right, hold on. I think he got like millions of you know what the only problem is? Sometimes people are in a hurry. You know what I mean? Like it's you go to the drive-through to just get it and go where you gotta go. Sitting down at Chili's and all that stuff. Yeah, this 5.8 million views. Flash says, "I love your chicken crispers." The original tweet, yeah, 5.2 million views. Well, he's gonna eat good with that Twitter money, that's for sure. When's the last time anybody's been to a Chili's? Imagine if Flash spends the rest of his life being known as the Chili's guy. Oh, you pay for conveniences mid Iowa game. That's the only thing. It's like, all right, I got 15 minutes. I'm on a road trip or whatever. Like, I got to grab it and go, you know? Class says so many friends are banned from Chili's. Man, when I used to live in Polk County in Winter Haven, there was a Chili's right next door. Went there all the time. They were the first restaurant. I was living there during the COVID time 6 years ago. Isn't that crazy? And they were the first ones to open that said, "You don't need a mask to come here." I remember. And I remember, like, the line being out the door because nobody wanted to go to a mask place. The line was out the door. People would rather stand outside in the heat and wait to be seated in a restaurant than go to any other place that required you to wear a mask. And then there was people complaining about it and stuff. They're like, "This Chili's opened up and there's no," and basically our governor was like, "Hey, look, if you're scared to go there, here's a hot tip for you. Don't go there. If you feel more safe going to this other place, then go there." Quite simply, you know, it's just pretty easy, right? Oh, and Jeanette. No way. Yo, no way. Oh, Nagranal said, if you're scared, go to church. That's some quick work right there, man. That's some quick work. And Jeanette for the win. And Jeanette for the win. We now that all the crap talk is done, man, I have so many stories today. I don't even know where to begin. Uh let's start with Spencer Pratt's new video. All right, let's just take a little. Everyone is like saying this is his best one yet. His best one yet. It's a long one. It's 9 minutes. This guy like met with the president the other day. 348 people here. Thank you so much. We got people on Kick, on Rumble. Thank you guys for your supers, keeping the lights on over here. And a few people actually just joined the Patreon. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see what we got. Let me make sure the volume's up. Yes. Cole Hauser was playing Modern Warfare. He's got the big Transformers con this weekend that unfortunately I have to miss. There he is right there. Look, right there. There he is. We were just talking about Kohlhauser. Kohlhauser, are you going to make the midday mixer today? I know you're busy. Yeah, he is. He's been a crazy busy man. He's got the big Transformers con. I heard there's a Transformers con in Orlando around October. There is, and I will have my podcast. I will be set up to go live there. Me and Cole. If he's not busy doing security, he's going to be my guest. We're going to be sitting down, and also I'm going to have some of my Transformers on the table to show off. And if someone comes around with a ridiculous offer, they might walk home with one. That's all I'm saying. October Transformers Con is going to be incredible, and you guys should all come. Once we get, I want to say maybe August, Kohlhauser, we'll start pushing that thing, man. It's going to be fantastic. Mazza is Lord. Dropping some deep knowledge this morning. Deep knowledge. Yeah. All right, let's do it.
In judicial ethics, the mere appearance of potential fraud is disqualifying. Same goes here. Whether or not there is widespread fraud occurring, there certainly could be, and it doesn't matter how many times you scream, there's no widespread fraud. A lot of people believe there is, and there's no way to actually validate it. This isn't just about whether or not fraud is swinging the election. The appearance of fraud already is swinging the election. People rightly have zero faith in this janky, inefficient system. They feel like their vote isn't being counted. They feel like illegal ballots are being cast, and they're not wrong to worry about it. There's literally no safeguards in place to prevent that from happening, and way too many openings for it to occur on a massive scale. You all saw how I was neck and neck with Karen Basura on election night, nearly double digits ahead of Nithya, just as the polling predicted.
Rahman fighting tears on election night, trailing Spencer Pratt by roughly 40,000 votes and about 10 percentage points.
I dominated the in-person vote. I smashed Nithya on the mail-in ballots, too. She was crying on election night. It was over. Then a few days later, suddenly Nithya started overperforming as they continued to accept ballots 7 days after the election.
But days of counting mail-in ballots have changed the map.
I'm so grateful.
Rahman has now erased a 40,000 vote deficit and moved ahead of Pratt by roughly 3,000 votes, a net swing of more than 43,000 votes.
43,000 votes, which just happens to be the exact number of homeless people on the streets in LA. They assured everyone that this is normal.
Wow. You know what? I maybe I won't talk during this. We'll do commentary after. Usually like to pause videos, just because, but he posted this on Twitter, so I don't think anything's going to happen. We're just going to let it ride. Sorry to pause it, everybody. It's crazy. Here we go.
Because for some reason that they can't explain, Democrats overwhelmingly vote by mail.
There's a historical phenomenon in national voting called the Red Mirage.
The Red Mirage.
What we were calling a Red Mirage.
The Red Mirage.
Red Mirage. Yeah. This term was coined because about some swing states count votes, usually favoring Republicans early. Then it becomes an advantage for Democrats later in the evening and then into the next morning.
You expect to see the Republican with a lead, but it's not really a lead.
Democrats vote in higher numbers by a mail-in ballot. Historically, Democrats vote in higher numbers by mail-in ballots.
But not all Democrats, just the ones who are voting for the third place candidate, the one candidate who really needed the votes. Don't forget, there were 2 Democrats in the race, but for some reason, only the third place Democrat who needed the votes saw a disproportionate spike in votes several days after the election. Plus, multiple studies have shown that mail voting doesn't provide an advantage to either party. It's a myth. The media will say that claims of fraud here are without evidence. Keep in mind, an anomalous statistical spike like this is evidence of fraud. Ask any forensic accountant. It may not be necessarily proof of fraud, but it is certainly evidence of fraud. But forget the late ballots. Just because the vote swing coincidentally matched the specific Lhasa count of homeless people on the streets, just because NGOs that Nithya cuts checks to were hoarding ballots, just because hundreds of thousands of dead people and ex-residents who've left California were still on the voter rolls, doesn't mean anyone is taking those loose ballots and filling them out. First off, it's against the law. And we all know if it's against the law, it doesn't happen. Secondly, we have signature verification. Everyone has to sign their ballot. And a computer check.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Did he just flash OJ Simpson? Oh, no. No freaking way, bro. Did he do that? No freaking way, dude. Sorry. I was like, that ain't it, did it? Wow. All right.
And filling them out. First off, it's against the law. And we all know if it's against the law, it doesn't happen. Secondly, we have signature verification. Everyone has to sign their ballot, and a computer checks your signature. Well, except some voters can't sign, so they carved out a rule where you can just make a mark on the ballot, and a witness can sign on your behalf. It can be an X or a scribble or even a happy face, as long as a witness signs off on it. And don't forget, once they separate the ballot from the envelope, there's zero way to trace it back to the ballot to check if a sudden tranche of votes that swung predominantly to one candidate had come from a bunch of ballots with the happy faces in the signature box. The DSA instructs their ballot harvesters to go door to door and tell them to vote for Nithya Raman and even help them fill in the bubble for their preferred socialist candidates. This is explicitly illegal. A ballot harvester can't tell you how to vote, and they certainly can't help you fill out the ballot. The laws don't matter if you have no mechanism in place to prevent the crime from occurring in the first place. There is this misnomer being parroted even by staunch critics of California's rigged voting system, saying there's nothing you can do because this is all legal in California. It's not legal. Even by California's own ridiculous laws, all this stuff is still illegal. They've simply removed all the mechanisms to catch the fraud and prevent it from happening. It's like a bank heist, but California has made a law that you can't lock the bank vault. You're not allowed to have security cameras, and you can't count the money inside the vault. Robbing the bank is still 100% illegal, but there's no way to stop it from happening. Now here's the smoky backroom dealing. 5 days before my election, Gavin Newsom signed a ridiculous law that literally banned federal and independent authorities from investigating vote fraud or overseeing elections to monitor for fraud during the counting process.
That's why I'm moving forward with new legislation that would make it a felony to seize ballots before the vote has been certified by state and county officials. We will be the wall he cannot get past.
That's like banning the bank from having security cameras. Now, the timing of this was deliberate. He knows this won't hold up in court, but he did it so close to the election day, he knew the courts wouldn't be able to overturn it in time for the election. It's truly like going up against the casino. The deck is so stacked against you, you never really stand a chance. You can play if you choose, but the house will never lose. So now, in California, you can loot $950 of merchandise. You can knowingly infect someone with HIV, but if you try to prevent vote fraud,
You will be prosecuted.
how can you secure the money?
$900 is back on the menu, boys. I thought it was lowered a little bit. Also, you can willingly infect someone with HIV in California. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. A long time. AIDS. You can willfully do that and not get in trouble? That is what? HIV is a public oh, that's that wiener guy. Oh my gosh. It's a public health issue, not a criminal issue. How is it like people that look like how does he get a last name Wiener? How? How do you get that name and then turn out to be like a flamer? New California law reduces penalty for knowingly exposing someone to HIV. Wow, that's crazy. Dem heads would explode if they lose California. King's advisor says, yeah, Cali changed the law a few years ago saying that if you have AIDS, you no longer have to tell people. But Sexton approved. Hey, thanks for the super chat, Chris Karan. Thanks for being generous this morning. Wiener.
So now, in California, you can loot $950 of merchandise. You can knowingly infect someone with HIV, but if you try to prevent vote fraud,
You will be prosecuted.
how can you secure the money if you can't lock the vault? How can you catch the robbers if you're not allowed to monitor the vault? And how can you even identify if the vault were even robbed in the first place if you can't even count the money? This is what California has done with elections. Unsolicited ballots going into open mailboxes and NGOs and parking lots. Bank vault is wide open. No signature required, no ID required, no way to ID the robbers. And the beauty of their rigged system is they can have all the pageantry of this public ballot counting center. Hey, come on down. It's open to the public. Anyone can come watch so you can see just how kosher our system is.
We are inside LA County's massive ballot processing center. An assistant United States attorney arrived on scene to observe the process and ask questions.
All the fraud that does occur happens long before the ballots even hit this building. People have been pushing me to demand a recount. Why? You could recount these anonymous ballots 100 times. You'll get the same exact result. I have no doubt that they are doing a flawless job of accurately counting every single ballot in here with robotic precision. The fraud isn't here. It's here on Skid Row, where homeless people are paid a couple bucks for their ballots.
They give you $2 to vote? Yeah, we do the street. Would they come down here and try and tell you to vote?
Yes.
They told you who to vote for?
Since I'm voting your way, can I get a play? You know what I mean?
It's here where socialist street animals go door to door and violate the ballot harvesting laws. People bring up the old communist adage often attributed to Stalin saying, it's not who votes that counts, it's who counts the votes. No, this is the modern era of fraud. They've gotten wise. The modern communist agrees with the old communist, but just the first part. It doesn't matter who votes. It doesn't matter if it's a drug zombie being paid for their ballot. It doesn't matter if it's a DSA socialist street animal filling out your ballot. It doesn't matter if it's a blue-haired intern at a Nithya Raman-funded NGO filling out the ballots. The bank vault is wide open. The cameras have been removed, and there's no way to count the money. Now, for those of you who wanted me to fight the election, for those of you who thought I was quitting, or I was bought off to step aside and quietly disappear, I'll remind you, there's a smart way to handle these things and a dumb way. Evidence is not proof. I don't say things without proof. Now, anyone saying that there's no evidence of fraud is lying. There's tons of evidence, and I was the one who got it. All those videos that you saw of homeless people admitting that they were paid for their vote, where do you think they came from? Immediately after the big spike of votes came in for Nithya, I sent my team down to Skid Row to collect evidence. We were warned by some very well-connected people that this was happening, so we acted on it immediately. But if you want to end this fraud, doing protests and bitching about stolen elections won't get you anything. You need the fraudsters to start catching charges. For that to happen, you need proof. That's what investigators do. They turn evidence into proof with a robust investigation. You think it's a coincidence that 20 FBI agents suddenly descended on Skid Row to investigate vote fraud? Why do you think they were there? You don't get evidence by going to rallies or storming the ballot processing center. You get evidence by doing real work. And the first rule of criminal investigation is you do not talk about it. Here's the reality. It's too late for my campaign. A lot of people refuse to accept that, but I can. I told you all to get your ass out and vote. Tell your friends to vote. Vote enough to beat the cheat. We didn't beat it, but that doesn't mean I quit. I don't know how to quit.
He never knew when to quit.
My goal isn't to try and salvage the campaign, just like my advocacy in the wake of the Palisades fire wasn't about my own home. It's too late for me. This is about you. This is about the next one. It's about exposing this corrupt rigged system and changing it for the next election. If I have to be the kamikaze pilot to finally get this fixed, so be it. There's a right way and a wrong way to do this. The right way isn't easy, but it ends with commie animals and handcuffs. I will restore faith in our elections if it's the last thing I do. And to all you fraudsters out there, we've been watching you, and justice is coming.
Wow. Wow. Kingdom Hearts Gamer says tomorrow's my birthday, July 10th. Well, happy birthday. Well, if I see you tomorrow, I'll tell you tomorrow. I'll tell you tomorrow. And before we continue, shout out to all the amazing lurkers in my chat on this Thursday. Shout out to you. We appreciate you lurkers over here. You are the ones that did not vote illegally. You're the ones that want to see change. You're the ones that wake up early and just put the show on and just hang out while you go about your day. You don't quote anything. You don't type anything. You don't give anything. You don't join anything. But you're here and you're important. And maybe one day you will take a step outside of lurker mode and come join us on the dark side. I love how he drops these little bombs, and then at the very end, he's like, justice is coming.
But it ends with commie animals in handcuffs. I will restore faith in our elections if it's the last thing I do. And to all you fraudsters out there, we've been watching you, and justice is coming.
He's got these videos of all these. That is one box that was mailed to this guy that is filled with nothing but ballots. Wow. Wow. I guess we'll keep an eye on it and see. At least he's doing what I mean. At least he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. Or what he feels is right. He is right, though. Recounts and all that stuff don't change anything. So, you know, peanut butter and jelly sandwich tax. You know, I started leaning a little more to the strawberry and peanut butter, strawberry jelly and peanut butter. But I always use Peter Pan, my go-to peanut butter. So yeah. He is right though. Like all those things don't change anything. You just gotta clean it out. SCBD 615 for 2 lurker tax. Shout out to the silent majority. Crunchy peanut butter for the win. I like crunchy peanut butter. I like it. Nurse Lab says, Jay, have you ever been to the Lincoln Birthplace Memorial? No, I've never been. Sounds awesome though. Yo, man, Ocean Man, please don't spam. Ocean Man Production 7. Raspberry is awesome with seeds in it. I see my man Ronan in the chat. Thank you for noticing me. I will stop. Why do you remind me of someone? I notice Is that Beast? Is that the Beast? You change your name? Did you change your name? Why you change your name for? I even highlighted you. Look at that. It's me, bro. Why'd you change your name? If I knew it was you, I wouldn't have said anything. JD Vance, I'm proud to announce the Federal Department of Labor has started dozens of subpoenas and investigation into foreign fraudsters who are trying to take advantage of the H-1B visa program.
Now, I want to talk about another fraud crackdown, and this is almost hard to believe. But, you know, we have a program called the H-1B visa program. This goes to show how broad-based the fraud task force is we're fighting for your taxpayer money, but we're also making sure that fraudsters don't take advantage of these visa programs. Now, why does this program exist? This is a visa program that was set up to ensure that if you were a brilliant technology person or a brilliant scientist or a brilliant doctor, you could come to the United States and get access to this visa program. But you know what's happening way too much is that big corporations and fraudsters overseas are using this program to undercut the wages of American workers. So you know what we're doing in the Trump administration? We're saying no more. If you were trying to take advantage of that visa program, you are not allowed into the United States of America. Today, I'm proud to announce that the Federal Department of Labor has started dozens of subpoenas and investigations into foreign fraudsters who are trying to take advantage of the H-1B visa program. Here's a simple principle. Ladies and gentlemen, American jobs ought to go to American workers and not foreign fraudsters, and the Department of Labor is fighting back against it.
That's cool and all, but please arrest somebody. Please arrest anyone. Please. Arrest somebody. California blows goats, changed my mind, go. Heavy D. Now that we found love. Sorry, dead air, right?
You need it. And I want to point to this woman. Now, I want to be clear that the woman in the back did nothing wrong. But look at this woman in the front with the smug look and the Louis Vuitton bag.
Can't see it.
A woman who quite literally stole from young mothers who needed prenatal care, and the state of Wisconsin, ladies and gentlemen, had to scale down that program because of insufficient funds. You need it. And I want to point.
Well, was she arrested? Like, was she arrested? That's what I need to know. Bro, thank you. California $20 wage disaster pushes over a dozen Fresno fast food hotspots to vaporize. KFC, what is that? Like Carl's Jr.? What the heck are they doing over there in that state, man? What are they doing? What restaurant is this right here with the sign down? Is that Carl's Jr.? Hardee's. All right. Whew. All right, enough about California. I live in Florida. Thank goodness. Florida also did this. Heads are going to roll. Heads are going to roll, ladies and gentlemen.
5:01 a.m. The name of the airport changed from Palm Beach International to President Donald J. Trump International Airport, and there's no way in hell I was letting UPS be the first plane to land. So we got on Trump Force One, and Lawrence, you've been on it, and Brian, you've certainly been on it, and Emily, you've probably been on it as well. But we had to be the last plane to take off out of PBI, and then air traffic control comes on, and welcome to Trump Force One. You're the first plane to ever land, at this airport, and so we touched down at exactly 5:01 a.m. this morning, and it was a beautiful day. I don't think there's anybody more synonymous with Palm Beach than Donald Trump, and maybe all of Florida. And it's his home. He absolutely loves the state. Won the state by a major margin. And this is the plane that carried him to victory. A lot of people will argue 3 times, but certainly 2. It was the backdrop of so many of the presidential campaign stops. Did so many stops with us as a family. So it was an incredibly special moment for us.
West Palm Beach Airport is now called President Donald J. Trump International. How many people are going to be like, I refuse to go to that airport? I'm going to spend all this extra money to go around that airport and not go to this airport because reasons. Might be a better experience now that you get all the crazy people out of that airport. Might be something. All right, hold on. I got to show this. This is kind of cool. I probably should wait for the midday mixer, but maybe we'll show it again. We'll show it again. This is freaking sick. Sideshow. Bro, no way, man. What are they going to charge for that thing? That would make a fine collection. A fine addition to my collection. Did you order it, Jay? No, I don't even know what it costs. That thing's probably a few $1,000s, no? That'll be only $300. $300 ain't a lot. Like, look how, unless that girl is really, really short, that is huge. I'm thinking 2,000. J pocket change? No way. Can't afford that. A little more than the Burger King meal. Yeah. That's awesome, man. We'll probably show it again just because. How about this thing? 1,500. Jay says 300 ain't a lot. No, I'm saying for that statue, it's not a lot. Holy crap, dude. Pay attention, Jose. Well, probably shouldn't play that music. That's freaking funny, dude. That's freaking funny, bro. That's funny. You wouldn't get that for your dog? My man's out there with a sock, man. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? All right. That guy from Maine dropped out. We knew it was going to happen. Done and done. This is one of the most bizarre things I have read today. It's just that kind of show today. We started off with a naked wasp. We started an explosive diarrhea, Spencer Pratt, and now this. Investigators say a Fort Wayne man cut off his wiener, lit it on fire, and then used it to set his mom's garage on fire. Chris here is charged with one account of arson. He was arrested last week, and his bond was set at $10,000. He has posted that bond. Yeesh. I mean,
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
I don't know. You can read all about it on Fox 59. Move over, John Wayne Bobbitt. Yikes. I mean, how do you get to that place in life where you need something to set on fire and you're like, well, Jay, the Terminator sideshow figure cost $2,300. I just looked it up. I knew it was over $1,000. Thank you. Thank you for looking it up. I knew it was going to be high. Donna asked the real question. What's wrong with people? I don't know. I don't even want to show that guy's face. Old Man Hatfield for $5 says, today I'm blaming you for day drinking. Mojo says, it was only a small fire. Mojo. It was nothing but a small fire. Coy. I'm just glad when we do these stories, when we pull up stuff like that, it's no one from my chat, you know? I'm happy, you know, that it's like, you know, we're not talking about Chris Karan here or Nagranol or Ronan. You know, I see B-Man. B-Man, you can't, I'm not, you know, if you're having a bad day, just remember you could be that guy. No one from your chat yet. Fiery but painful protest. He didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning. Wasp says she's free. She found her clothes. All right. I mean, dude, that is how do you explain that one to, you know, Chris? Bro, what were you thinking? I don't know, man. I just was angry. I don't know. You could have just like took your shirt off and like set that on fire. I know, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know. From one crazy story to the next. Yo, Mr. Parker for $5 says nothing. Hey, oh, thank you all so much. Nagradol says, explain that to your insurance company. Fellas, can I ask you a question? Has a woman ever made you that crazy where you maybe would have done something like that? Apparently, he got so angry with his mom. He just had to set the garage on fire. Oh, no. Oh, no. Be safe out there. From one crazy story to the next, I tell you, it's been a day. A 22-year-old flight student was forced to land her plane alone after her flight instructor organized his belongings, told her, you know what to do, keep moving forward, and then jumped out of the plane to his death. What? You're a pilot teacher? And you're in the plane and you're just like, let me just jump out of the plane because I don't see the point anymore. And looks at a student and said, I think you got it. Have a good life. Holy crap, dude. Holy crap. How crazy is that? I couldn't even imagine being there. Am I doing good, guy? I'm doing good. You know what to do. Whoa, hey, where you going? The pilot, the girl that had to land the plane. Let's see. Do we have her picture? She was only, was it a girl? I think it was. 22. The 22-year-old was forced. Yeah. No picture. I thought I saw a picture of the student. I mean, how do we know he jumped? That has to be the worst motivational speech of all time. It's not funny, but I'm like, and of course, a girl comes in, a Playboy playmate. I'm not followed by Drew. He was probably in love with her or some crazy spin because what the heck? Huh. My heart goes out, right? Number one, okay? I really hope, on a serious note, for 5 seconds here, I really feel that everybody in this world, even y'all listening, we have low numbers today for whatever reason. It's fine. Maybe because I started the stream late. I don't know. Whatever reason that you're here, I hope you never get to this point where you feel like the world would be better without you, because it won't. No matter how many mistakes you think you might have made, the world will not be better. You were made for a purpose, and you need to live in that purpose. And I hope no matter how old you are, that you keep striving to find it. I believe that with all my heart, that everyone is here to do something. And it doesn't have to be some great big thing, like it doesn't have to be this thing that makes national headlines. It's just It could be something very small, you know, but it's a purpose, right? And when I see these stories, man, I'm like, I don't know what he was going through. I don't know what he's dealing with. Like, I don't know. But my God, man, of all the times to figure out this is what I'm going to do. And just look at your student and say, I'm out. You got this. You got this. It's really sad, you know, it's really sad. I know people out there, they're like, man, I've made mistakes, man. Like my life is a mess right now. Man, please keep going. I promise you. You might not see the light at the end of the tunnel, but it's there. Do not quit. Do not quit. If you did quit on some things, pick it back up again. It's never too late. I don't want to hear it. It's never too late. It's never too late. On a serious side. On a not so serious side, bro, what the freak, man? You don't look over at a student, like you don't do this is insane. You don't look over at a student while you're up in the freaking air and just jump out of the plane and be like, it's all good. It's all good. Holy crap, dude. I just can't. I picture myself in like situations like that, and like that would, first of all, you don't know how some people will handle that type of trauma right in the, like right in their face, right? What if she knew this guy for a few years, teaching her how to fly, and he's just like, yeah, I'm over, I'm done. How do you handle that kind of trauma? Then you got to land a plane and you don't even have a license. Crazy. I know, right? It's like, you'll be all right. Freaking crazy, man. Prayers for my dad today. 6-hour back surgery. Oh, man. Absolutely. 6-hour back surgery. I pray that everything comes out okay. I don't know, like, I just don't like I know life gets rough, man. It gets hard. Life gets rough, it gets hard. Mistakes get made. Sometimes mistakes don't get made. You get a notification and like if you feel like the whole world is crashing in on you, it will get better. It will get better. Talk to Mitch. He said to check in on Wa. She's great. The freak. B-Man, you got to be stopped because my entire Twitter is nothing but you like saying, "Hey, check Twitter. I made I made AIs about you." Yeah, I saw that Bonnie Tyler died. Yeah. 75 years old. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. 75. Marmalade for 10. Don't let temporary sadness, depression, problems lead you to a permanent solution. Reach out. There are people that, reach out. People care. They do care. But when you're in that state, man, of like depression and sadness and problems, and I think I can't speak for everybody, but a lot of us have been there. You just get into this, I don't care anymore. And people throw away like everything that they've built, and they just throw it away because they're like they're such in a mental state of I just don't care anymore, you know? So it's painful to see actually happen in real time, you know? Yeah, Bruce is right. It is. It's a real thing, and it could really like engulf you, like just it could do some serious damage. Don't let it beat you. Don't let it beat you. Reach out. I'm not showing any more of your tweets, B-Man. Because this one's pretty good. This will cost you $4,000. All right. $4,000 for this one. Music helps. I mean, everyone's a little different, you know? Like you got to find those things, and you got to find it's tough, man. There's no real solution except that's the only like don't be ashamed to talk to someone, you know? Just don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed to try something new in your depression, like go play golf. Go play mini golf. Find a park nearby. I mean, it's just like there's no real answer, you know, when you're in that depression state, because you feel like there's like you're in a pit that you can never get out of. There's no real answer. I know for me, it's my walk with God. I wish I had the perfect walk with God, but you know, I'm also grateful for all of you guys, man. Like in the Patreon chats and stuff. I might not respond a lot, but it's I like reading all y'all stories and seeing you guys creating and doing all that stuff. So the only thing I could say is, as someone that went through it like 8 years ago, just keep walking through it. The hardest part about all that, the hardest part of people that are in like this place where they feel it will never change, and I could be wrong, but at least in my experience, the hardest part in living in that pain is that it's the loneliness factor, right? Because the truth is, no one will understand what you're going through. It seems like they just won't understand. If that makes sense. And sometimes family members and so they just will kind of walk away from you and stuff. Friends will walk away because they don't know how to deal with it and everything. And it's like you feel like I am alone in all of this, you know? I think that could be one of the hardest things. No one will understand it. And you want to know like the craziest thing that really gets people when they're in that place is when you hear somebody else. Have you guys like have you ever like heard somebody else's problems and you're kind of like, man, I will trade my left toe, my problems for your problems. What are you doing over there crying for? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's one of those things, man, where you're like, you telling me that those are your problems? And that thing has got you sad? I'd be grateful to trade my problems with your problem. Yes, man. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes that's the worst thing ever, man. That's like the worst thing. And you dwell on that. You're like, this freaking guy, man, look, what is he complaining about? The heck is this man complaining about? This man should have no complaints. That's his problem. Are you serious? Come take a look at my life, right? Whew. I will say this though, whether you believe it or not, the Bible's clear. The Bible says in Romans that God will work out all things for good for those that love him and are called according to his purpose. It's a beautiful reminder that the hell that you're going through now, if you don't quit and make it to the other side, if you keep going, that all that crap is going to be worked out. It's going to be worked out. You just can't sit in it, man. You just can't. You can't sit in it, man. You got to just keep going forward. And too many times, man, we're just like, well, I'm done. Like, look where I'm at. I got to sit. I'm just going to sit in this sadness, this depression. Look at my problems. They're too big for me to handle. They're too big. They're too this. They're too that. I can't mow anymore. I'm done. I'm sick of it. I'm stuck here. I'm going to jump out of a plane with my student watching. I mean, it's like, man, don't sit in it, man. Like you gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. That's the best advice I have for that. You know? Alex says, sometimes I get down because I'm a quadriplegic. Freaking. If anyone has the right to complain, it's Alex. You know? Candy's T says, hold on, let me make sure I get this correctly. That isn't fair to say to people going through it though. What do you mean? What isn't fair? How does that help them? What did I say that you're referring to? As we're looking at my Terminator thing. Clarify it. What isn't fair? To keep going? To say to keep going? I'm curious as to what you mean. We got 400 people in here as we get into deep talks with Jay time, right? What do you mean that isn't fair? Help me out here. I'm not mad or anything. I'm curious. Maybe I did say something wrong. I can only talk about my own personal experience. And if it wasn't for understanding Jesus in my life, I probably would have been stuck in my sadness, you know. Should I sculpt a Terminator J? Nah, Andy, you've given me enough. Look at, there's a lot of people dealing with a lot of stuff in the chat, you know. I ain't saying I got all the answers. I'm just saying, you know, Marvelin says went from homeless about 15 years ago to owning my own home and recently getting out of debt. Took a lot of work and only more recently started finding God again in my life. Look at this guy right here. Bruce says some of us are broken people, but we carry on. I got news for you, Bruce. We are all broken. We are all broken people. Some people just got a little more. Some people just got a lot more pieces. Like, some of us got a lot more pieces. Someone has it worse than you. Okay, how does that help them? I didn't say it helped at all. I think you misunderstood my point. I'm saying it always, when you are in some of your worst moments, it seems like everybody else's problems are not as bad as yours. And when you see these people kicking and screaming about their problems, for a lot of us that see that, we're like, bro, they don't have, what the heck are they even complaining about? I didn't say it helps anyone. I'm just saying that's the perspective that happens that makes you feel worse. And that's why you can't sit in it. You have to get up and keep going. Because number one, you're going to feel alone. Number two, you're going to feel like you have the worst problems of everyone around you. And it's just going to keep sinking. You're just going to feel like you're in quicksand. So I think you misunderstood what I was saying. I'm not saying it helps anybody. Just saying, like, that's just how it is. Everyone thinks their problems are the biggest thing in the world. First of all, I didn't even say that, Candy T. I didn't say tell someone like my problems are worse than yours. I didn't say that. But if that's what you heard. But if you step outside of yourself, then you can start to think more clearly, and that perspective allows you to maintain a better foothold on what is actually important. Stephen Brown says, like the people that blame Trump for their own decisions. Miles Dooling says, I agree with you, by the way. I counts for 5. Talk to Mitch McConnell. Said Beardo and Mo are teaching him how to read and talk again for 5. It's okay to acknowledge your pain, but you can find healthy ways to cope and move forward. Life on Marshmallow says perspective can help. Dan Vass says, can I get a gifted membership? Hey, man, I don't mind if people just like, that's what this chat is for. Maybe I'm not presenting it in a way. I'm not the tell all do all. But again, if you're sitting in your depression and your problems, it's hard to see the light in anything. It really is. What? We wonder why people do what they do. They look for help and are told by someone they have it worse. Get over it. I didn't say any of that, but okay. I didn't say any of that. Life on Marshmallow gifted a membership to try to hit Dan Vask. And he didn't. Let's see. Over on the Jay's a monster, says on the Rumble side. I am. I'm a terrible person. Get over it. Graham says not advocating for drugs, but this is why therapists sometimes use MDAM. I can't even pronounce those drugs. Mushrooms, except to help folks experience an ego death, which allows you to see the world from a perspective outside of your own. MDMA? I never even heard of that. Graham tried to give Dan Vask a subscription. He missed him again. Just wondering if you are ever a motivational speaker or counselor. You're pretty good at it. Clearly, I'm not. You spoke wise words, Jay. I appreciate what you said. Plus, who's cutting onions? Marmalade came over to the YouTube side, trying to hit Dan Vask and missed him again. But we did get a Rose Tico. Boom. Another gifted membership. Missed him again. Well, all I'm saying is if you're in the midst of it, the only thing is try not to sit in it, man, because it gets worse. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. And I know there's so many people in here that are dealing with so much stuff, you know. It's like I can't even imagine what the baggage that some of you guys are carrying. And I know for me, man, it was like like just finding peace in the Bible. Even in the book of Peter, it just says, cast your cares upon him, for he cares for you. He really does. He really does. He really does. He really does. You might not see it today, and you might not see it tomorrow. But he really does. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure for 5 says, Hail Jay. What's up, brother? Hope you're doing well, man. Jason says, even highly successful people like Dan Vass struggle. Dan Vass never struggles with anything. You know? Some of these things I'm not even going to read. I make Jay struggle. What are you talking about, man? I see people talking about divorce and stuff like that. But you guys are still standing, you know? You guys are still standing. Sometimes getting through your problems and solving them, or maybe just feeling better, is to set them aside to try to help someone else with their problems. I like I was saying earlier, it's different for everyone, you know? It's different for everyone. Candy T says for 10. Oh, you didn't have to super chat. You know I'd highlight you. Jay, you're awesome. I was mostly responding to chat, not you. Sorry at work, and someone stopped me from responding right away. You don't have to super chat, Candy T. The beautiful thing about this community is I am not above correction. I never come into this chat saying I know what's best and listen to me because I know the best way to get through it. I hope I'm always constantly learning. And even from people like you, Candy, who has gone through stuff and how you got to the other side, like those are the things that I love to hear. Like what helped you, because maybe that will help somebody else. All I'm saying and I hope you didn't feel I was like coming at you or anything like that. It was just, all I know is what helped me. There was a point where I was like 300 and like, I think I was 317, like 11 years ago, 317 pounds. I freaking went to work. I came home and I just ate fast food, went to sleep, and just rinse and repeat. And I thought my life is over. And that was it. Oh man, I was fat. Fatter than I am now. I didn't have a YouTube channel. I didn't have any of that stuff. I thought my life was over. I was drowning in debt. Had a horrific relationship crumble. Horrible, man. It was rough. That was a while ago. Horrible. This was after years of like being like a missionary out there. And it's like, it's like, hey, God, you know, where are you? I did all these good things for you, God. Why are all these bad things happening to me? You know? So I just gave up. I gave up. I gave up. And then someone came over and was like, they gave me the Apollo Creed speech. What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? There is no tomorrow. Like, gave me this speech. Like, you got more to do, man. You got more to do. And I'm like, I ain't got nothing to do. I'm washed up. I'm finished. Like, you got more to do. So then I was reading something. Freak, I should find that book again. And it was all about celebrating the small victories, right? Like, celebrate the small victories. And they were talking about like small victories. So I'm like, okay. I'm gonna get home from work and I'm gonna walk a mile every day for 5 days. And I never forget that freaking first mile. I had an Apple Watch and I'm like, I'm gonna walk. And I did a mile. Oh man, it was brutal. And I got this is if you ever come to my house, people always ask, I got these freaking sticky notes everywhere, dude. So like I wrote down a victory. I did 1 mile today. Poof, stuck it on the refrigerator. Next day, did the same. I didn't want to even do it the next day. Did a mile. It was like little things like that. Little things like that. Uncle Willie says, my life is perfect. Suffer, losers. If it's so perfect, send me $50. If not, you're lying. You're lying. Breathing hard from a mile walk. That's how out of shape I was. Yeah, it was rough. And then one of the other victories was start a hobby. And so I was like, let me start a YouTube channel. I could talk Star Wars. And Drunk 3PO was born. And then the next one was, let's not eat fast food for a week. It was little victories, man. Little victories. And now look where I'm at, you know? I ain't perfect. I got books out there that people bought. I work with Nylon Apparel that helps veterans. We've helped a ton of people in this community. We've helped a ton. We've built children's homes from this community since I started YouTube. Right? We've done meetups all over the place. I got to meet and hang out with some of you guys. It's been one of the greatest joys. We started a Bible study that has over 100 men. That's crazy. I never thought that would be possible. I do a stream every morning that does like 500 people show up. It's crazy, man. I don't know how long this thing is going to last. You know? I've met some of the most amazing people. I freaking work at Comic Cons and hang out with all my like movie heroes, you know? Imagine if I had just stayed sitting in that muck, you know? You know? If I had just stayed in that muck and just said, this is all that life will ever be for me, you know? You know what I'm saying? I feel like I got a second chance and and I'm going to enjoy every minute of it. Will I continue to make mistakes? Of course. Will I feel the pain of brokenheartedness? Of course. Will I have good days and really, really bad days? Of course. But I'm in a totally different place in life now, you know? I'm not rich. I'm not like famous or anything like that, but I'm at peace. I'm at peace. And my relationship with God is better than I think it's ever been my entire life. So anyway, enough about all that nonsense. And hopefully for those watching that are dealing with it, that you can get to that place too. Because it's a wonderful place. That's all. Jay, I'm not rich, but I drink $1,000 glasses of liquor. You just constantly troll me, you know. What app is the Bible study on? Risk It will tell you. All the women are talking in the chat. And Jay got gifts from the White House. That's cool. And I stole some too. Anyway, I hope it helps. Like, I'm no one special. I just know, like, we all been through it, you know. My nana used to say, any day above ground is a good day. Truly inspirational woman to me, 5 foot tall, and was a Rosie, and was a Rose. Wait, Rosie the, what is that? Fixing wings to short Sterling bombers. Very tough life then. That's incredible. Anyway, no one's special. I did steal. I stole a box of crayons from the president. Rosie the oh, that's what they call female workforce during World War II. Okay, got it. Jay's a thief. Darn right. Anyway, that's the show today, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you guys. Be the reason someone smiles today. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Oh, yeah. Sign up to my Patreon. Give me money. Buy my travel bag. Buy my shirts. Become a member. I don't know. Get ready for a pat down, Jay. Are you promising? Are you promising? Oh, God is good. And you guys are so good to me. I'm the most blessed man on YouTube. There's no doubt about it. Thank you guys for showing up and hanging out with me every morning. Every morning here on this show. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Talk to you then. And I'll see you on daily. Hitting the red button. I'm out of here.